So, I'm just going to break down my recording session for the song I Am Human. Henning Pauli, you might know him under his YouTube name, HP42. He made a shout out to his followers, and he provided a drum track and a vocal track. And we should write a song around that, like with bass guitars and stuff. So he made a video and showed the song and his arrangement, but he just showed the drums and the bass. He didn't show what he had recorded because the song was written and produced already. So he showed that, and now he gave us the opportunity to write our own song with it. I did a few things here and there. First of all, I kind of quantized the drums a bit because the drum take is good. It's not too much on the click, but the attitude is good, and it sounds very good. It's very well played, but it's not too tight on the grid, and I wanted it to be a bit tighter on the click, so I kind of quantized it down a bit. So just for comparison, this is the original take. Let's listen to this with a click. So it's not too bad when you turn the click off, but it's times on and off the click. So I wanted it to be a bit tighter, and so I cleaned it up in Logic. This is what I came up with. So this is how I quantized it, just to be right on the beat. So what I always do, this is something I stole from what I actually stole from Tim Pierce, is when I try to record something or write something, I try to start with the chorus. So the first thing I did, I tracked down the chorus and I listened to the vocal line. We're in C minor here. Let's listen to this one time. So this is the vocal melody, and in Hennings' video, he showed, or you could see on the screen his the chords he used, because Cubase has a chord track where it's showing the chord changes, and the chord changes for the chorus were C minor to A flat to E flat to B flat, and this is something I just didn't want to do, so I tried to create something rather different, and what I did is I started with a pad sound and a synth bass, and this was the first idea I came up with. It's a descending bass line that goes from C to F, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, and the pad is very static and kind of emphasizes the vocal melody. This is what the pad plays. So the last change is the first change where there's something completely different coming in. And the whole work is done by the bass. This is just eighth note synth bass, and with a descending note pattern. And every time the bass note changes, it kind of sets another light to the things that happen above it, what the pad is playing. So it sets it to another perspective. And this is what both of them sound together. So although most of the notes stay the same in the pad, the bass implies a complete set of harmonies. And this is what it sounds like with drums and vocals. So that's this. The second chorus is a double chorus. So, wait, this just got shifted because I did some stuff to this. I hope this is right now. Okay, that's right. The first half is the same as the first chorus, and the interlude here is actually... No, it's not. So the first half of the chorus is the same, and I wanted to continue that downward motion in the bass. So the bass is going from C to B flat to A flat to G to F to E. This is where it kind of changes key to C major, or C. In this case, when we take a look at the vocal melody that goes from G to B flat to A flat. If we mix that up with a C major sound, we get some kind of Mixolydian flat 6 scale, which is a melodic minor scale. So we have a little modal interchange here. And then it goes back to E flat major. This is a G sus over D, if I'm not mistaken. And then instead of resolving to a C minor that you would expect to hear, I'm going to an A flat major 7 with a C in the bass, with a third in the bass, for 2 bars, then going to a straight A flat, and then going to a D flat minor 7 flat 5, which is the 2 chord, and to the 5 chord G and G7 flat 9 in the last bar. Just let's listen to that whole run here. Okay, I gotta change something. It's not G sus here, it's a G7 and a G7 flat 9. The last 2 chords is not a sus 4. So, but the thing is, I didn't use these two. I didn't use these, and I went for a straight 8th note bass throughout the song. Let's start off at the intro. In the intro, I did a kind of the chorus bass line, which goes C, B flat, A flat, G, and repeated that twice. And then going to the verse, it sounds like this. And this is doubled by a muted guitar. That is doubled left and right with different amps. I used the Match Lesson on one side and the THC Sunset on the other side. Just bass and guitar. Just the guitars. And there's a third guitar part that makes the chords. I'll mute the other stuff so we can listen to this. This is, or just mute the guitar part there. So we can listen to this later. So I started with a clean sound. So nothing too crazy, also a very static part, but I've done this so I can easily add a lot of effects to it and make a bit of space around it and make it like an ambient guitar. I compressed it a bit more after the amp. So it has this slightly pumping effect. Then we go into 80s land with an H3000 Eventide plugin, which does the micro pitch shifting on the left and right sides. Then we have the, I'll just turn it up a bit so we can hear it better. Oops, that's wrong, like this. Now we have the Eventide Black Hole, which is an ambient modulated long reverb. And the last thing we're gonna add is the Waves H delay, which gives me a stereo ping pong in quarter notes, which is slightly modulated, and it sounds like this. Okay, let's put the bass and the muted guitars aside of it. So that's the intro. And in the intro, I also have a lead guitar that plays kind of an intro solo. And this is this guitar here. It just has a 3-band EQ with a little air added and a little low-end roll-off and reverb and delay. Here's the H verb by Waves. A 2-second reverb, it's not too big, and the get this wrong, everything. The Echo Boy on a Echoplex setting with a dual echo of a quarter note and a dotted quarter note, and it sounds like this. Let's listen to this in solo. together, it's this. So, and that brings us to the verse. And the verse is stripped down. It's just the bass guitar and the muted guitar that doubles it. So it's just bass notes and vocals. And the bass notes are going from C to A flat to F. And on the second repeat, C to A flat to F and then to B flat. And then the second part of the verse, there comes a guitar that is played with the fingers in double stops, which is coming in here. I'll stop there and solo that so we can hear that too. This is so the first verse.
How many roads must a man walk down before he finds his way? How many dreams must be broken down before you seize the day?
So now the second guitars come in. The rest almost stays the same. It just adds a passing note between the different bass notes, and these guitars come in. So again, not much movement. I wanted it to have a sequential-like feel because I'm not using any synth instruments. So this is what the bass line and this kind of sequence fake guitar sounds like. So, and now in the chorus, these guitars that just came in the second half of the verse are going to replace the synth pad I had before. They are staying in this eighth note rhythm, but they are kind of implying the vocal melody, and it sounds like this. So let's listen to this. Okay, we listen to the 80s guitar also solo. In the chorus it does this. So again, we have a very static part, but let's hear how this sounds together. The concept behind all of this is so the bass line does all the work. That's what I said before when we listen to the synth pad and bass. So these parts are kind of static. Also the 80s guitar part and the bass line kind of implies or creates the harmony that now is built upon this. Let's listen to this. Second verse is absolutely the same as the first verse. second guitars come on.
Throughout our lives, we lose our way, but we find ourselves again. Through darkened skies, do you pray? You try and fix the pain, but I say
Again, the second chorus, the first half, and this is I'll just play you the different parts here. Okay, the tremolo guitar also comes in as an additional guitar in this area. In the interlude, you'll hear that. So it's just the bass, muted guitars, the double stops, and the clean guitar. Second chorus. Now the bass line continues. That's the key change. And back. And another guitar comes in. Let's listen to the tremolo guitar in solo. Just switch off the bass guitar. This is how it sounds as I recorded it. It's nothing too special, and I've added a tremolo in, I guess, 8th notes. Yes, the Soundtoys tremolo, that sounds really, really awesome. And I've put a tape slap echo on this. That's in wide mode, so it's a bit more stereo. It's not a mono tape. So that's what's happening in the interlude. Now we have the solo section. The solo section is built like the second half of the verse. If we take the bass and the double stops. Also, the muted guitars still double the bass. Let's listen to what the 80s clean guitar and the tremolo guitar are doing with the bass. That's a low chorus. So, and we have the guitar solo here that starts with a big pickup. So that's the guitar solo. Let's listen to all of this together with the drums, and it starts here. And again, the chorus, the double chorus. So that's my session for the song I Am Human. I hope you liked this. And if you have questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. Please don't forget to subscribe or hit the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I upload something new. There'll be plenty of more stuff coming due to the time I have now doing videos and not playing live because we're not allowed to go outside. Yeah, hope you dig it. Take care.